Hey, it's Dave from WeUseThat.com. Today, taking a look at the Goldeg guitar pick maker. I've reviewed things like this before. The original, essentially, it was all created by Pick Punch, was a company that essentially started this whole craze of being able to turn pieces of plastic, old credit cards, business cards, stuff like that, into usable guitar picks. Since they've come around, a lot of different companies coming out and making their own version as well, because let's face it, buying guitar picks, we lose them all the time. So if you can just take an old credit card and be able to turn that into a guitar pick, that's pretty cool. I already have a stash of homemade guitar picks that I've made since getting my Pick Punch, but Goldeg sent us this one to try out. What I like about this one is it's actually less, in money-wise, it's less expensive than the actual Pick Punch. In addition, when you buy just the Pick Punch, all you get is the mechanism. You don't get any plastic to make with it unless you want to pay even more. With this brand, they actually sent me 10 different pieces of plastic. They all feel about the same thickness, so it's not going to be too different in how the guitar pick plays or feels once it's made. Yeah, they all feel about the same thickness. But again, with this Pick Punch, I know a lot of the companies out there also make varying thicknesses of the plastic to go make your picks. So you can find those on Amazon as well. But just to show you how it works, it's actually really easy. I've got a piece of plastic here. Again, this was about $18 on Amazon, and it comes with these 10 pieces of plastic. So I could probably go ahead and make maybe 4, maybe even 5 picks out of just one sheet of plastic. So that's about 50 picks for $18. That's a pretty good deal. I mean, typically, you know, if you pay to have picks, they're about $1 each. So let's go through here, and I'm going to just show you how it's done. Essentially, this works essentially like a hole puncher. You know, back in elementary school, you had the 3-hole punch. It put holes in paper. It's the same exact thing. As you push down on this arm, it is actually sending down a metal casing that's shaped like a guitar pick, and it essentially cuts the plastic. So to do so, all we do is we take the plastic, put it in there. What I like to do is make sure I get it in there just over the edge, so this way I'm getting as much plastic as possible. I get it lined up, put it on my table, and push down. Oh man, this is hard. I can't even do it. That's hard. That's really hard. I'm actually surprised how hard that is. With the Pick Punch, it's a lot easier, I'm going to say that. But I'm also going to chalk that up to the shorter arm. The Pick Punch, I don't have mine with me, has a little bit longer arm. And of course, if we remember from science class, the longer the arm, the more fulcrum you have, the more force you have. So let's try it with the credit card, or my AAA card. This is last year's. So again, I'm just going to slide it in there, and I'm going to push down on the arm. And it's not moving at all. Unfortunately, it is not going. So I'm going to have to stand up. I'm going to pull my chair out. Let's see if this works. There we go. So that was definitely a lot of force needed to push that down. But you can see it cut out a perfect pick hole out of the card. And now I have a plastic pick made out of my AAA card. So let's get back up here, and I'm going to try to make a pick again with this piece of yellow plastic. Line up my previous hole that I started. I'm going to set it back on the table. Stand up. So yeah, it definitely requires a lot of force in order to cut that pick, but this is pretty sweet. I think I will say it's probably not as good as the Pick Punch, which again is like the original company that they created. With that one, I know I can at least make a pick with just my hands. I don't have to push down on a table as hard as I just did. But I mean, if that doesn't, you know, make a difference to you and you want to save the $5, go ahead and pick up just one of these off brands like Goldeg. There's a whole bunch of them on Amazon. I'm actually surprised how many there are out there. The shape of this one is very similar to a lot of different other third-party brands, so I don't know if they're all coming from the same manufacturer and they're just slapping their logo on it. I can't really tell. They may have all just bought the same molding and are just making them in their own independent factories. Not sure, but for just 18 bucks, you get the plastic. and the pick makers. So that's not a bad deal at all. If you want to buy one yourself, I'll put a link down in the description. And of course, if you want more reviews and see a full review on this, you can go to weusethat.com. Again, link down below. And if you like this video, make sure you like it and subscribe. I'd love to hear from you. So if you want, leave any questions or comments down below, and we'll see you soon. All right, rock on.